Yes, everybody, it's lunchtime live. It's Friday. We've done another week. It's still that weird bit in between Christmas and New Year. We don't quite know what day of the week it is. It is Friday. It is Friday day. And more importantly, 73rd time lucky for David Moyes. He finally beats a top four side away from home in the league. Well done, David Moyes. Does that mean he gets a new contract? Talk about that Hammers headlines tonight, taking some of the stuff that he's said from his post-match press conference, and a little bit from what he said in his pre-Brighton press match conference. What we're going to do today is we combine the rating show with the press conference, because he's just done the press conference. I thought, let's just get it out. Let's let you know what he's been saying about that, and then we'll do the ratings of that type of stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Right. Let's talk about the David Moyes press conference. It's just finished, and there's some very interesting stuff in there. Talking about team news, obviously Paqueta went off, didn't he? Injured. Obviously, everyone has got lots of injuries and illnesses. We've had it with Agard and Zuma, and we lost Paqueta during the game, but it's too early to give any real answer. Hopefully, they've got a chance, and we've got lots of games coming up thick and fast. Paqueta had done it in the warm-up, and we chose to start. We're not sure if it's too serious, but we're waiting for the scans. So obviously he went off after about half an hour or so, just after the first goal, wasn't it? So anyway, so yes, so that was the first point. Interesting point about Agard, because I think Agard's going to be like, at the moment, it seems that no one really knows when everyone's meeting up for the AFCONs. There was on the AFCON website, it says Ghana are meeting up on the 31st of December for their 10-day camp before starting the AFCONs. And I think it's the same for Morocco. However, according to David Moyes in his press conference just now, talking about Mohamed Kudus in more detail, he said, I can't give you an answer on that either, whether Kudus will play on Tuesday against Brighton. We've not had confirmation of any of our African nation players on their join-up dates, which is very unusual. Mo is a very important player, so we're hoping there's a chance he could be available to face Brighton. Obviously, the Ghanaian manager is Chris Hughton, from a West Ham player, so maybe there might be an outside chance that Mohamed can play. I've read up and I've seen that Mohamed Salah looks like he's going to be playing on the 1st of January against Newcastle before going off with Egypt. So it could mean that maybe we can have Mohamed play against Brighton. We certainly need him for sure. Obviously, a few days' time, transfer window, transfers. Asked about transfers, Moisey said, we're always looking to try and bring into the squad and get better, but we might be looking to lose one or two players before we bring anyone in. It will depend on the African nations and injuries, which we have done very well on this season. Don't understand that. Anyway, what else we got on his contract now? Obviously, there's been a bit of speculation. We'll talk about a bit more about Hammer's headlines about what he said at coming out of the Arsenal game. There's been a bit more on Twitter. Jack Rossier, the Sun, has said that he's going to be offered a 2.5-year deal, but I think that's an old tweet. I think someone's retweeted that one. Sean Whetstone reckons 100% he's going to be offered a new deal. Asked about that himself, he said, I'm really happy with the environment I'm working in here. I've had a great team of players we have built over the last 4 years and had some success, and we see if we can keep it going. I'm sure the contract will be sorted in due course. We'll find out how things go. And actually, Nick from Clanton Boots made a good point for once in his life. Hey, joking, Nick. In his review this morning, saying that Moyes took the opportune time to, he's just beaten Arsenal, was 6th in the league, to then say, oh, yeah, we're going to sign you, Gil. So it was almost like putting pressure on, like, in the same way that there would have been pressure on Sullivan not to have got rid of Moyes after the Europa Conference League win. The same thing could have happened here. So fair play to him. I would have done that the same, taking the opportune moment. We'll do the ratings in a minute. We'll talk about Brighton, obviously. Brighton, he said Brighton have been a hoodoo club for us. but we broke it at the start of the season. They've got a good team, good manager, and like us, they're in the last 16 of Europe in a really strong league position. So it's going to be a very tight game. On 2023 and did he expect to be where we are? He goes, maybe. That's what I'm pushing to do, and what my job is. I can't turn around and say it was guaranteed, but we keep throwing a few punches, keep getting a few results, and to keep that going. We finished 6th and 7th in recent years, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised to see us up there challenging once again. And Alvarez, he was asked about Alvarez. The biggest thing for me is his adaptation to the Premier League, its intensity. There have been many games where Eddie has been so good, like he was against Arsenal, and somewhere he's been less so, but the Premier League gives you no time. He's settled in really quickly. He's done a lot of good things in the games. I'm really pleased with him. And then finally, a message to the fans. With obviously 2023 coming to the end, he said, we should all look back on 2023 with fond memories. Hopefully many of you were in Prague with us on the streets when you got back to London. Our aim is to build on that and ensure 2024 is as strong. We want to thank everyone we want everyone to get behind the team. We want to attract top players to the club, and see them cheering on the team will help them see the attraction of joining West Ham. So a message for the fans to join this all. So anyway, that's the press conference. I thought I'd get it out of the way because obviously it happens so literally just happens. I thought I'd just get it out now, and then we can do the player ratings and enjoy the Arsenal game. But it's interesting to see. It's just interesting to see how, a couple of wins, a couple of back-to-back wins against Man United and Arsenal. No goals conceded either. Well, it seems a rosier place, isn't it? It's funny how a result can just change people's attitudes and not attitudes, perceptions. Everyone's a bit more at the moment, aren't they? Anyway, hi Russ, that was a great result. 1.21 gigawatts. That's a reference because I went to see Back to the Future, the musical, yesterday. The production it was cheesy as hell. It was cheesy as hell, but the production was phenomenal. It was very, very cleverly produced. Hustle Crowe, very good. Come on, your eyes. Not a fan of Moyes Brighton. I've stopped watching our games, but the constant talk about it is more destructive than signing a new contract would be. Actually, Adrian, I think yesterday was an example of when it works properly. And for even someone like Nick to come out and say we played well yesterday, it was tactically it was the right way to play against Arsenal. But the trouble is, it's one swallow doesn't the summer make, does it? And spring, summer, whatever it is, whatever the expression is. So for me, it's like with that, it's great, but it's then having the adaptability to when we're playing Sheffield United, we don't play that way. It works against Arsenal. It worked against Arsenal. Moyes, Arteta played into Moyes' hands, really, and there was no plan B for them, really, apart from throw loads of really crap strikers on and see what sticks. And so, it actually worked. It actually worked. It was actually a really, really exciting game to watch. Nervous, but we seemed defensively solid, and that it totally went against the starting lineup. When I saw Bonner on there, I thought this is going to be another cricket score, but he pulled one out of the bag. Bonner pulled one out of the bag, and it reminds me occasionally of when maybe a couple of years ago with Cresswell, he'd be having a really torrid time. Then he'd pull one out of the bag. Just a performance. Now, I'm not saying that Bonner plays every game. He's 36, 37, where he is. But he was called upon and had a stunning game. He played really well. And we'll talk about that in the things in a minute, in the old ratings. Fred, hope you're well. Massive. Us West Ham will find any reason to discredit. We won, but a bird poops on the ball. He said, Moyes out, indeed. Hoping Paqueta is okay. I mean, he hasn't said it's something serious. He says it's too early to say at the moment. You've just seen, Melissa, what he said at the press conference about him. Paqueta had done it in the warm-up, but we chose to start him. We're not sure if it's too serious, but we're waiting on scans. So he has had a scan on that. The fact was, he's still. I think he's been suffering from an injury for a while. Seems on both sides of his calves, on both legs. It's almost like shin splints, I think. That's what it looks like to me, the way he was sort of taped up. The fact he was still in the dugout after being injured, rather than off the bench, he'd have been down the tunnel getting stuff done, getting scans then, but he wasn't. So for me, that shows a level that it might not be as bad. He might always. He's got a 5-day rest now, hasn't he? And they've all got 2 days rest. That's what they're chanting. 2 days off, 2 days off. They've actually got a couple of days off now before the Brighton game. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how he comes out of that. But I mean, the fact is, he's got the Brighton game. Then we've got Bristol City in the cup, haven't we? So you could patch him up for the Brighton game, give him the Bristol City game off, or put him on the bench, then get him ready for the Sheffield United game, maybe. Digging at the fans again. I think Adrian. I think it's one of those things that I don't think it's digging. I think it's, just get behind the boys for this year and And I think if you have certain glasses on, whether they're claret, tinted, the Moyes in glasses or Moyes out glasses, you're going to read everything he says in that particular way. But I don't think it was that. It's not a usual dig as he usually does. Danny, morning, Russ. Afternoon. Hope you're well with Moyes deal. Ali McCoy, I thought nailed it when he said it's a gamble to replace me with what he said. I said before we done. Be careful what we wish for. It always will be, man. It's a gamble to keep him. It's a gamble to keep him. As we said, you could live long enough to. No, you can be a hero or live long enough to die a villain, or whatever the expression is. And 2 months ago, I think that was probably the case. But I just, I can't see personally how Moyes would be happy with going to be in a club where he's not going to have charge of the transfers, unless his relationship with Tim Steiner is so good. He wants to be in control of things. Now, if it's led to me believe that he's going to be offered a new deal, then so be it. I think there's a risk you keep him, and also I think there's a risk if you let him go and replace him. As I said, Jack Rossi, he actually said on the Sun that David Moyes is set to sign a new deal of 2.5 years. Now, 2.5 year contract. It's a weird number. Why 2.5 years? Is it someone's got 2.5 years left of their contract and then we get him in? I don't know. It's very strange. 1.2 gigawatts indeed. Come on, get his thumbs up if you love West Ham of 303-3-0. Someone in our group chat had Souček to score 3-0, 2,000. They put a pound on. Ben Rom does that. I think we all said it was indeed. Kent's in a brilliant mood. I just hope Brighton is a game not after the Lord Mayor's show. With some kind of result, be a real test. I never felt in any danger after Mav scored. Me too. Green Street, hope you're well. Budgie, we'll talk about that in a minute. Played one of his best games in Iron shirt last night. I don't want Benny for any penalties. Shoot. We won yesterday, so don't mind. But what if it's the only chance of the game? Yeah. Still buzzing, obviously, after the all. Moyes could have played strong against Liverpool and still got the result. That's probably his mentality. It wasn't great management. Soufal was a machine. Yeah, you're right, mate. But I think but that wouldn't be if he signs a new deal. He won't sign that. They probably won't sign that. He won't sign that new deal until unless you're right. Let me think. Sully won't sign. He'll keep on that new deal. And if he signed another 2 year and a half deal, that'd be in June. Yeah, so it means he'll have to sign the deal now, wouldn't he, to get that 2.5 years? Otherwise, it would make no sense. And I thought he wasn't going to sign anything. So I don't know. There's a strange thing going on at the moment at West Ham. It's like, I mean, yesterday he came out and said, it was all in the papers that he's going to be not here next year. And now he's going to be offered a 2.5 year deal based on, the euphoria of one win. Is it? I don't know. It's a strange one. And again, we don't know what's going on. We've got mixed conflicting reports. We've got reports saying that he's definitely gone. New manager's been lined up. That's what one narrative has said. The other narrative has said it hasn't been discussed yet. The third one is it's a done deal. And that third one's coming from Moyes himself. It's a very strange time to be a West Ham fan. And similarly, it's a very strange time for a new transfer to come in. So a new transfer comes in. I mean, the fact is, someone like Bowen on his 7-year deal, now, he's never going to be here for 7 years, I don't think. But it's just it's all a bit, I just don't get it. I don't understand what's going on at West Ham at the moment, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it because I haven't got a clue what's going on. Um, the only potential, thinking about it, if he's offered this new deal, another couple of years, will still. That's what Sullivan said. His own words from Sean said that he's someone he wants. He's not experienced. Maybe a couple of years time, maybe. It's it sorted. Buttons. I've solved the case. Case closed. Moyes stays on. Will still takes over in 2 years' time. Perfect. End of. Does Moyes become head coach or still manager? Exactly, Michael. Exactly. Would a new contract be? I just can't see it. I just can't see it. And I can see it if it was delivered at the end of the season, because say it's like a player curse. When Mikel Antonio signed a new deal, he was then shit. What if he signs a new year deal and he's shit, and the second half turns absolute crap? Because it can do, and it has done before. If he then has a good second half of the season and we finish 6th, 7th, we qualify for Europe again, then there's justification. We're only halfway through the season. So I don't think anything's going to happen until the end of the season. But we don't know at West Ham. They're just, things that make sense to some people, to most of us, don't make sense to them. Anyway, I think if offered a European trophy, 6th in the league, and beating Arsenal, Man U, Spurs, and Chelsea, but the football can be crap, we would look it if offered in January. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, manager does leave to him. Exactly. 7 years a good deal as it prevents all faffing about in the last 2 years. 4 or 5 protects. He does. You're totally right. I thought he was changing philosophies for long term. How he's 2.5 a manager long term. That's what worries me, and it will worry new signings. They want long term stability. But what's the longest a manager at the moment is on a contract? It's usually about 3 or 4 year contracts, isn't it? Yeah, I just don't know. Too early for Moyes. Yeah, I think it's too early at the moment. Yeah, great win, and it would be a risk to let Moyes go. But if he took all cups seriously, it'd be hard for anyone to demand he leaves. I don't think, personally, I know what you mean. I think we as a fan base take all the cups seriously. I don't think managements do. I think Liverpool got enough of a squad. I think we could take it seriously if our second string were up to it. I don't think, I said, I think 1 to 13, we've got a really good squad. Below that, I was looking at the squad the other day. Tilo Kira, great player. He was an okay player, but Oggy, I mean, he's changed my opinion after yesterday, but I still don't think, one swallows in the summer make. And we've got 8 or 9 players leaving in the summer. That's, if we bring in good players, bring some kids through, and then I can't see us being in a lot stronger position than we are now. We've got a great starting 11, but I just think, yeah. And then I think we can take all the cups more seriously. Liverpool can take it because they can put a second string out, so to speak. So can Man City and things like that. I just don't think we can. Just don't think we can. And I think for us, it's always been the Premier League is the priority, which is wrong. Which is wrong. Sometimes actually, we had a chance of getting to the semi-finals. We'd have played Fulham. We'd have probably ended up beating them because it would have been a good game. And then we could have got maybe Chelsea in the final. We paid for Antonio heavily. Definitely got a bargain for Kudus. GP, good morning to you. Afternoon. Moyes said, you can't be too ambitious because you're West Ham and doing well for our standards. Well, he did say that. Would you offer Oggy a pay-as-you-go contract for next year? No. 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 I think that was not a one-off, but that's his best performance. He's probably had about 2 or 3 years at West Ham, and he's had plenty of subpar performances. He was immense yesterday. He was very good, but I think no, I would not. I'd off into the sunset, my friend, and that squad can then go to someone like Caelan Casey, for example, or Louise Howe. Remember him? Yogfar became the godfather yesterday. The voice we've been missing on that pitch. Great game. and so shocked indeed. Moyes provides no future of the club. The one concern is the players. He's not replacing Oggy Cresswell. I say he needs it, and that's what I was trying to say the other day, Budge. By him delaying that decision by offering them 1 year extensions, same as Fabianski as well. That delays that situation, and it's always like piling up. And we're stockpiling aging players now in that squad, and actually we need to clear the decks. We need some younger blood in there, and we do have Tim Steiner there now, and that's his role. He's in charge of transfers, in charge of squad development and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think Moyes gave up the EFL to give the team a rest in January with the AFCONs, also mind. And after Brighton, we don't have another league game. Ken, I think you're probably right. But to the fan base, that really hurt that one. That one really hurt. What happened to Budgie? He's here. He's there in the chat. He turns up when he wants. Or his told contract to take place in January. It's like that. The Moyes speculation never stops. So now scheduled discussions have become news again. But Rani, the thing is, for the manager stuff, that wasn't meant to be at the end of the season, and I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah, is Bowen injured? I think so. I think he's all right. Right, anyway, let's do the old ratings. Let's do the ratings. As always, I give you my rate. No half points in this game. You give me yours in the chat. Let me know what numbers, and we'll see if we match up. Start with Ariola. Fons Ariola kept his Premier League #1 shirt. Some great, some good, 2 or 3 really good reflex stops, particularly one off, I think it was Saka. Some good saves. Good game. Good game from Ariola. And I thought he played really well. What we got here? We like to score against the Arse. We do. 13. Very good. Very good. I'd like to keep Oggy at the club in the capacity after he retires. He knows it's a class act, but not as a player next season. 7, 7, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8 for Nipple. Ariola. He earned his money. He did. He earned his money yesterday. He was he I mean, to be honest, I've had about 3 or 4 really good clear-cut chances. And the most were outside the box and sort of like, we tried to restrict them clearly to have shots outside the box. If you're going to shoot, you're going to have to do a bloody good shot. His kicking was poor. Has been poor the last couple of games. Ariola back to his best. That's 3 Premier League clean sheets. 8 made some good saves. 8s and 9s. I gave him an 8. Let's talk about Vladimir Sufal. He probably, that challenge on, was it Nketiah in the second half? It would have, well, if he hadn't got that with 20 minutes to go, would have really, put Arsenal on the ascendancy. But the only thing for me about Vlad yesterday was he kept on getting beaten. Like the mid, and actually it's probably the centre backs as well. People like Saka, Jesus, they were just finding these pockets in these crosses in between Vlad and Mavropanos, and it was like, God's sake, just look. I was a bit frustrated, but got up and down, did all right. Didn't really have as much of a bashing from Martinelli as I thought he was going to do, to be honest. That was superb. Whole back 5 was superb. 9, 8, 7 for Vlad. 8, best game for a long time. 8, 8, 7. 7 had his best game at Arsenal. I agree. Pardon me. 8s and 7s, Rusty B. 7. 7 for me. Let's talk about Mavropanos, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Dinos to his friends. Wants to be a little bit of a makeshift back 2 pairing against obviously his former club. Great header. I thought was very composed. I was nervous when I saw that back 2, but I thought they both played very well. I thought they kept Arsenal quiet. They tried to overload the midfield. They brought in Ben White sort of into the midfield a little bit, same as Zinchenko. Moved the centre halves out a little bit. Deck playing as a defensive midfielder. That's a good idea. I thought he was really good. I'm not sure Vlad was ever beaten. He guided down a block. Well, I think the trouble was as well was they were doubling up, weren't they? So Vlad and Kudus were doing very well together. We played 2 sets of 3 at the back. Worked well. Arsenal reject indeed. Hope well. Arsenal for life. 9. 8 to the Greek Colossus. 8. Great game 2 for the goal. Mav the bubble. 8. 8. 7. Could have kissed the badge. He would have got 10. Yeah, but he did the. He scored against his former club, so calm down. Fair enough. 8 from GP. That was British Justice from Mav and the Declan thing indeed. Russie B gave him an 8. Strong 8. Strong 8s. Let's talk about Ogbonna. God Bonner. Or was it Ogzilla? I think Gonzo called him. Obviously his first league start since August. With Zuma taking a knock in training. Moyes should be okay for Brighton. Made a vital tackle. Was it against Odegaard in the second half? I can't remember. In the first half, which was phenomenal. And was a throwback to. He was a throwback to just before he got injured in whenever it was. He was awesome, wasn't he? And he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Strong, marshalled, and we needed that. We needed that. Arsenal was a strike away from winning the league. I think mentality, Matt. I think they haven't got enough leaders in their side. They're too petulant. All we can do is kick them a little bit, and they start falling over. They've got too many of those types of players. Dick was the right way, or Riquet, as I called him for the whole thing. Riquet or Rice. Rice is a step in the right direction, but they need one in each area, definitely. 10, 7, epic. Old dog can still hunt. It does a cap, and occasionally that sort of one game just gets them. Grandad, where did that come from? No idea. Oggy, 7, 9, 9. Masterclass from Oggy. Didn't think he had it in him. Led by example. Solid, brought it back the old feel. He did. And he still worries me, but they all worry me when I centre halves at the moment. Oggy, 8. Game an 8. Let's talk about Emerson. Oh, he caused chaos in Arsenal's box for the opener, and obviously got the penalty as well. At the first couple of minutes, Saka had a little run of him, but pretty much he figured out how to get the best of him. And they doubled up, and was a lot stronger. He doesn't look as confident, I think, when Ben Rama plays in that position compared to Paqueta over recent times. He plays better when Ben Rama and Paqueta both play, but he was immense. And he is immense. He's an absolute legend of a man. Massive fan of his. Massive fanboy of Emerson. I really am. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Oggy got 8. He could sulk, but Oggy's a proper legend indeed. 9, 9, 9. If I ever have a kid, her name will be Jared Bowen's right thigh, and to hell with it. 9, 9. Very underrated. 8, 9, 8. Sorry, 9, 8, 9. Was a mercenary on Saka. 9, complete modern day fullback. Should be the Premier League Team of the Year. 7, Oggy. 10, made a crucial block. 10. Wow. Emerson, gave Emerson an 8. Strong game from Emerson, from Palmieri. Just offers so much that left hand side, defensively and attackingly. And he was a signing which I don't think people were particularly excited about. And sometimes those signings go under the radar, like the Craig Dawson signing, and he became such a hero. And I think Emerson is becoming a real fan favourite. I still got Edson. The boy put in an heroic shift yesterday. Heroic. I mean, considering he had a makeshift back 2 pairing behind him, he sort of dropped into that back 3 as he always does, and was just involved in everything disruptive. everything disruptive. He showed why we've made progress since Declan Rice has left. This team has we have progressed. We have created a team which I don't think we had last year. He is he's the glue. He didn't get booked. I don't think we got a booking at all, did we, yesterday? To do what he did yesterday and not get booked for anything, for a missed time tackle, a little toe end or whatever. Brilliant. He was immense. 9, 10 would be world class. One dodgy pass first up, otherwise immense. 30 million bargain. 9. Oh, for Emerson. 9, 9. 8, 9. Emerson, Alvarez, Kudus, Bowen all competing for the Ham of the Year. And that's what we want, don't we? We don't want someone to be head and shoulders above everyone else. We've got 4 or 5 players all competing to be the best player at Ham of the Year. That's what we want. We want it to be split. Because that means we've had a great season across the board. The glue, complete CDM. He does. He pretty much plays the back three. Average had 41, how to be a CDM. Russ, our centre back, do well. When we have little of note of the ball, we have nowhere to go except our own box to stay together. But I was a taco. If he was a taco, I'd eat him head to toe. Came a problem. 9. Teams we sniffing around out. Of course it will be. Afternoon late to show. Peter, no worries. Go back. We did the press conference for the Brighton game, and now we're doing the. We've done it a bit of arse round tip, but anyway. Anyway, some good scores there for Alvarez. Russie B 9, and I think that's the first man of the match I've given him this season, if not too many. But he was an absolute beast yesterday, absolute beast, and absolutely fantastic turnout for him. Turnout? What was I saying here? Turnout? Is that having a poo? Anyway, who's next? JWP. Sorry. JWP, a good game for him, I think. A good game for JWP. I thought he was involved in most things. He worked hard. He was almost man marking Declan Rice, kinda, in all honesty. But I thought he played really well. Obviously, another assist for the man, another assist for Mavropanos' goal, and was awesome. Was absolutely awesome. I thought he goes a lot unnoticed. A lot unnoticed. Oh yeah. But I thought he had a really good game. Let's see what we got here. See what we got with scores. We've got 8, 9 afternoon. What result? Indeed, 7, 8, 8, 8. Just seen. Looks like 2.5 years on the way, possibly. Who got from? I think it was Oggy. I think 30 minutes. It could be signing a summer. 8, 6 with Declan Rice for that penalty. 9, 8. Russie B has given him a lovely 8. Let's move on. Let's talk about Tommy Souček. Tommy Souček, God bless him. I thought he tried really hard yesterday. All right, babe. He had a good game. Solid, as always. Not spectacular. Got a goal. Another goal for Tommy Souček. I think he's pretty much getting up to his most goals scored for West Ham in a season. Where was he up to now? He's up to where is it? Souček. He's currently on 8 goals, and his best tally is 10 goals, which was the first full season at West Ham. So look, fair play to the man. What we got here to think we have brought. Well, Garino, if you saw the Amazon Prime stats, we paid £138 million for Kudus. They had a mare with all their graphics. When Mavropanos scored, he came up with a picture of Skamaka. Absolute mare. 8. James Ward-Prowse Coast. Yeah, very good. 7. That doesn't quite work, does it? 9, 7. Shown again. How Rice held him back. 8. Scored much more. The pilot took that goal well and gave us lift off. I tried to do it. Couldn't go around him a spinny chair. Is top Premier League goals scorers of all time. What? Really? 7-10 set the tone, getting the gate. Good job. We had the second goal. Would have been the first dodgy goal. Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. 7. I love VAR. I gave him a 7. Let's talk about Lucas Paqueta. Obviously, didn't really play a lot, so I'm not going to give him a massive score. Obviously, spent half an hour. Obviously, needed treatment in the warm up, but fit to start. Lasted half an hour. Not going to really give him a score because not really fair. But he tried hard for that period of time. So we'll move on like Donkey Kong. Let's talk about Mohamed Kudus, shall we? What a man! What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. He is, isn't he? He is special. He's a special player. You just can't get the ball off him. The intensity he has as a player is phenomenal. Is phenomenal. When he went for a challenge again with Trossard, and Trossard was down for like 5 minutes. He's just he's a walking muscle. Exactly. Best moment killing. Where is it? Killing Trossard. Yeah. He was phenomenal. Oh, okay. Wow. Fair play. Top 10. Wow. Yeah, honestly, I just crazy. We hasn't been offered. Apparently, he's due to be offered a new deal, but we'll see what happens. Mo Salah next to me. Very good. 8. And when he gets the ball, you can't push him off. He's brilliant. No half points in this game. 9, 8. Hold up play was awesome. 9. We'll miss him in January. As I said at the beginning, we spoke about Mohamed Kudus coming out of the David Moyes press conference in terms of the likelihood of him being. He might. Well, they're yet to find out when the players are going to go to the AFCONs. But on the AFCON website, it says that Ghana are meeting up on the 31st of December. However, apparently we've asked. Well, we haven't asked, but we're hopeful that we'll be able to get him to leave after the Brighton game. So we'll wait and see. 9, 8, 8, 9, 9. Deserves an 8 on the pitch. Special player. He does. He's a samurai. Kept possession for us all over the defence. Indeed, it's amazing how we got him to have shit scouts. I just don't know. It's just brilliant. Make sure you do it early. If you hit the like button now, it does a little funky little animation. It's great. Try it. Anyway, Russie B, 8. If only we had a football player on the inside that was not Suchek. Bless him. Who's next? I think we've only got a couple more. We've only got Bowen. Bowen's only got Bowen left. Didn't really do. I mean, Ben Rahman didn't have a great game. But anyway, I should have brought Benny in. But anyway, I mean, he did well to keep the ball alive for Suchek. Is that an assist? I don't know. I mean, he had a relatively thankless task against sort of running the lines against, Saliba and Gabriel, possibly two of the best centre halves in the Premier League. But he tried bloody hard, didn't he? Bloody hard. Never stops running. Always keeps going. Always a threat. I think sometimes again, if those kind of passes to him and Kudus again, a lovely little partnership together now. Which they probably won't. They'll probably completely forget when he goes to the AFCONs and come back after re-establishing himself. But they're really getting a lovely, lovely partnership. What we got here? 8, 8, and his thigh. 8, 8, 7 for bullseye. Tried hard, didn't do much else. 8, 9. Should have given pen to. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, Benny does do the pens, but yeah, in hindsight, maybe Bowen or JWP would have been better. Bowen's fantastic hold up play, taking the pressure off the team. 8. Do always keep the ball. Should be captain. I don't like forwards being captains. I like centre halves, in my opinion. One of my favourite ever players. Worked his socks off. Not the target man we needed. Nice Bowen was on Deck's heels every time he had the ball. He did because Deck was obviously playing as a defensive midfielder, which is what he should be fucking playing the first time. And Bowen was hounding him quite a lot, which was good. Should have got a red, cheating on Bonner should be a captain. Doesn't play enough. I mean, Zuma makes sense, but I still think I don't mind JWP being captain. I'll be honest. I think because he's always going to play. Zuma isn't going to play, but we're going to give a score for helping the Hammers at the end of it. No, it doesn't get a score. Risay doesn't get a score. Bowen gets an 8 for me. And Benny, I gave Benny a 7. He tried hard. Not the game that didn't play particularly well. I don't know why I've just pressed that button. Didn't play particularly well, but didn't play, but it was just frustrating. Came and did a job. I was hoping we would have dropped a third of them. Just the ultimate PP. Outshining Saka this season indeed. Benny worked hard. Sorry about the pen. Serena would have rubbed it in. Yeah, he would have done. But, currently 6th, 3 points behind Spurs, and 4 points behind City. In it. Crazy times. And obviously now we go into playing an informed Brighton side. Brighton at the moment, I think they could have up to 11 players out injured. Lewis Dunk went off injured yesterday, I think, as well. I might do a little thing about that this evening. But yeah, crazy. Benny, best defense obviously in play. Is the turret working? I haven't done it, mate. I haven't done it. I should do. You have told me about it, but I haven't done it. Oh, 8. So they've got 8 players out. I've had 9. Solly March. We'll go through that later. Penny disappointing indeed. Benny needs to get gone in January. I think he will be gone, mate. He wants to go. There's a number of sides interested in him. Number of Ligue 1 sides. Marseille, Lyon are both interested in him, as well as the Saudi Pro League. I've got a feeling he'll probably go to the Saudi Pro League because the money will be about 3 times as much you'll get in Ligue 1, and it'll be a lot easier. And I think him and Tilakira, they'll generate 30, 40 million, 35 million. Say about 15 million for Kira, 20 million for Benny, probably. Then that would be to be reallocated. Fair play to him. Obviously, we play Brighton next week. And, the likes of Matoma's out, Laperty, Solly March, Lewis Dunk, I think, is injured as well. But they still managed to, turn over Spurs last night. So they're no mugs, and we're only 3 points behind us now. We've got Man U at 2 points below us with a -4 goal difference. Just shows when they lose, they get absolutely roasted, don't they? But we'll wait and see. He scored an absolute worldie. And João Pedro's in a great run, I thought, at the moment, just before he plays West Ham. They played they played like Milner and Welbeck, and Welbeck always scores against us, and it's not going to be easy at all. AFTV said only Freak would get inside, and well, there we go. Were twerking, thinking VAR would cancel first goal. Well, there wasn't enough to justify them overturning the decision. In the same way as if the referee had said it wasn't a goal, there wasn't enough for VAR to change their mind and say it was a goal. So it actually was the referee's decision which got us the goal. Because if the ref said it wasn't a goal, they would have had to go with him because there wasn't enough justification. That's the idea of it. That's the idea of VAR. So 4 points in front of Newcastle, better stat indeed, yeah. A few teams thought in a moment, wouldn't be surprised to see City coming for Paqueta. They're just going to spend a load of money on some Brazilian kid at the moment, aren't they? We can't sleep against Brighton. Totally agree. But take care, mate. And all the chat. If you don't get happy New Year, you too to you, mate. Take care. It's 8:27 in upstate New York. Russ, good to know. Again, he's one of those players. I think there is a real possibility that he could probably go in January. Not my desire, because I think he's a good player, but the Saudi Pro League and also Lyon are looking at him in France. And he seems to have had a desire to want to go back to France as well. So we'll see. We have been linked to a number of centre halves. We've been linked to a few more as well. We talk about one at Hammers headlines tonight as well, but we'll see. Great chance for Cornet last night instead of Benny, but clearly didn't fancy it. Audi's gone for 2-0. Christ, Audi. Even himself out. Don't remember these players playing basketball at Liverpool. Indeed. I read somewhere that Craig Dawson has a favourable West Ham record. Craig Dawson, yeah. For a chance, the ref was with us and not a homer. If only we had players on the bench who could come on and give us instead of 75%. That's my concern of what's going to happen in the summer. There's going to be a lot of change in that squad, and we need a proper squad. On paper, we had a good squad this season, but unfortunately, lack of game time, maybe lack of motivation on the players in the second string has caused that sort of backup bench to not be as good as it was before. Anyway, 50 million for each of Benny, Fornals, Kira, and then 5 million for Ben. Not a bad return. Well, Ben's refused another deal, so I think he'll dig his heels in and try and leave in the summer. So we should get anything for him and be a good deal. Benny, I think you get a bit more 15. If we enter Saudi Pro League, you'll probably get 20, 25, I reckon, in all honesty. Fornals, he signed a new deal, and so yeah, I think if you get 10 million, 15 maybe. Kira, 15, I think. I reckon on that, you're probably about 50 million to spend. I gave Areola a 8. The West Ham financials come out 3 p.m. today. And so I'd keep an eye on Sean on West Ham football because he goes into it in a lot of detail. Russ, is your gut feeling Barn will leave in the summer? No. Nope. I don't think he will. I think he'll eventually sign a new deal, go out on loan, come back and be a superstar next season. Or the season after. Or I think that for me makes more sense. He's seen the likes of Sonny Perkins go for more money and it hasn't worked. Ashby, Odebeku. Yeah, you could say Elise and Pierre Egwai done well. And Pierre could come back to, Crystal Palace look at him, but I think, I just can't see it happening. Must go on loan if we can get them. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. He has to go out on loan. And so do the vast majority of the under 21s. Just to be physically ready for first team football. Are we marking Moyes? No, we don't. No, we don't mark Moyes. I just always do the teams. But I thought he got it right. I've come out before and said he got this one wrong. For yesterday, he got it right. And actually, he could have made a decision when Paqueta went off after 30 minutes. We were 1-0 up already. He could have put the decision on to put in Fornals instead of Benrahma. But he went for the more attacking option on the left-hand side, which did surprise me. And he went for it. I still thought he was going to take him off in the second half and bring on Fornals to tighten it up. But he didn't. He didn't make any subs. That was the only sub. No, he didn't. Was that the only sub? No, he bought him Mustang as well, didn't he? Was that the only sub he made? I completely forgot. And I watched the game. I can't remember. Yeah, it was the only sub he made. Crazy. Marshall on loan, yeah. Indeed. I'd like to see the Elkin bot. Yeah, me too. Hopefully get a chance. I totally agree. Has gone. It's the under 21s now. It worked well. Do you have a steam bath in the spa? Been doing it in the one cold since. Sounds a good idea, mate. Might have a go. Did really well. He's only 60. He can still adapt. He can't adapt to the manager, DP. It's whether we can adapt to him. It's whether the fan base can adapt. And if he does sign a new deal, he knows it's a different situation than the situation. It's sort of it's like we're treading water at the moment. With Tim Stein involved, he's in charge of all the transfers, yada yada yada, and then it's going to change for if Moyes is another 2.5 years. Are we keeping the project going for 2? Is the project starting? Is it restarting? Is it on the whole for 2.5 years. There's so much. I don't really know what's going to go on. But, yeah, strange one. Strange one. Anyway, I'm going to skedaddle, going to do some work. If you're new in it, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Maybe become a channel member. We've actually, I've just checked now. We've just hit 23,000 subscribers. Wow. Very good. Very good indeed. Thank you. Steinton has proven with these buys and some, he's the man. I can't see Moyes getting that power back. Well, he wouldn't get that power back. If he got that power back, then Tim Steiner wouldn't be here. So I unless unless Moyes has seen justification in Steinton in terms of his signings, he's gone, fair enough, you know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. I'll manage the side. And they do talk, you know. There's all these bollocks about them at each other's throats. I ain't seen none of that. I've seen them being very amicable. I've seen them talking to each other. They're in deep conversation every game. And no doubt that's the same at every transfer discussion meeting. And this, I'm sure it's exactly the same. Anyway, Moyes is Scottish, not stupid. Take care, man. If we finish top 6, can we be very attractive for takeover? Yeah. And regardless of what happens, if there's a new manager in the summer or not, being high up in the league is going to make you more attractive to players as well. You know, if you finish 6th, in it. 12.5 million will do as he's told, indeed. Yes, give it only four likes. That's ridiculous. I'm going to like it myself. So there'll be 35 likes. Thank you. Anyway, so take care. Do you think anything came from the Yanks? Did anything further come from the Yanks? Not at the moment. But obviously that would be the 10% of it equates to 10% of Gold's thing. So we'll see. What do you chances of playing low block? Yeah, could you imagine? It could easily happen, innit? Keep on going, guys. Keep the lights going, indeed. As I said, keep an eye. I might actually put the Hammers headline straight away afterwards. So, did you see the Ante? I have. Do you know what? He phoned me. He said, "Have you seen my show yet?" And I went, "No." But we'll see. Sorry, I forgot to refresh my laptop is showing for. Thank you. Anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep the faith. Come on, you bloody irons. See you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.